Hey guys and girls, so I'm gonna show you my awesome skills as an Olaf playing versus bots because in this video I want to talk about some, well, non-mechanically related things. That is, they're not so mechanical, but like, I'll just go for these boots and 3 health pots before I begin because like I said, I'm not really going to show you how I play or nothing like that. I will play horribly, but because I'll be talking throughout the whole game. So what I wanted to talk to you about in this video is the map objectives, interaction with other players, how you interact with them, not socially, but what you show them, what you do, and some things like that. And of course, vision. These are 3 interesting things. No, I don't hide in the bushes unless I'm against bots because they're stupid, poor things. So, my first point, what I want to make before the enemies come on the lane, I'll just put in my axe, is where to ward. And this is quite interesting because most bad players put wards in bad positions. I mean, there's a good ward placement maps on many places on the internet, but really you have to find your ward placement on your own. But if you are able to learn where they place the wards, the pros, then you can of course copy them. But the interesting thing about this is you put the wards in that location, but you have no idea in fact what you're doing. Also imagine that me and my friends, we found out, of course, we want to ward dragon when we were playing bot lane. We want to have a warden dragon so we can see when they're fighting dragon. And we all, at start, we started warding here, and I often ward here as well because it gives you some vision and allows you to get away with one ward. But then we started warding here in the tri-bush. But then we found out that the enemy could of course come from here, and then we started warding dragon. But then we found out we can also simply ward here and here. This gives you vision when they're going to tempt something and running through the dragon. And yeah, you just have to find out the ward placement for yourself. I don't want to tank Malphite. So I really also don't want to tank those creeps. So, what I want to tell you next, since the bots are at the lane, I can attempt to kill them and whatnot. Yeah, so, and that's done. I'm gonna just put in my regen and so I can get some health. Yeah, the next thing I want to talk about is telling someone is missing. And this is also very important. Like, I wouldn't report a miss right now. And when players flame you for not telling miss and the guy comes at their lane and kills them, then it's usually their fault. Because at first they didn't have a ward or wasn't able to see them. But then, again, it can be your fault. I'm just gonna back up so I can talk better. So, it can be your fault. Like, let's say, the Sivir has a full HP now. If she suddenly disappears, I would suspect something. Perhaps my jungler is attempting to get their red buff, and Sivir is suddenly missing. She is the top laner, let's say that, and she is suddenly missing. Then I will of course report miss. I will not report just by telling miss. I'll ping, giving our jungler an indication that they might be going to fight him at the red buff. Oh wow, this is so hard. I can barely do this. Play at the same time and talk. Oh wow, fuck you. Sorry. And let's kill her. No. So yeah, I really can't do this. So I'll just hide in the bush and wait. Oh, does he know I'm there? Yes, he does. That's nice. I won't be able to get this kill. And tank a lot of crit damage. So now I also wouldn't report a miss because I bullied her out of the lane, and yet again I would perhaps report a miss in about 20 seconds when she has come to their base and could be going for a gank. I would also report a miss even when I'm perhaps playing against a Warwick, because when he has ulti. Are you catching my drift? That's the thing. You don't really need to report a miss, or you shouldn't really report a miss, else the chat will all be like miss, 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 and it really does not help anyone. And yeah, so I would report a miss also on the Malphite when he's level 6 and he suddenly disappears from the lane. Now Sivir has disappeared. I would not report this as a miss, because of course it is a miss, but it really does not matter, because first of all, she is level 3. She won't be able to kill anyone unless they're unwarded or very out of position, and it shouldn't really at least be your fault if the person gets ganked by Sivir. And that's just usually bad players not paying attention to the minimap, because the minimap is one of the most vital things in this game. Always be watching the minimap. Always have a ward, at least, especially when you're playing the top lane or a bottom lane, because it can help you so much. So that's my first two things. How to ward. I mean, you will find out where to ward. Just think about where could the enemy come, and you will find these golden placements. Then you can perhaps check on the internet and find better placements. And if you understand the idea behind these warding placements, then you're on a good roll. And also, compared to the warding and minimap awareness, you really want to I'll just ghost to kill this guy. I won't be able to get him. Yeah! Boom. I'm on a rampage. Bitches. No, missed my axe. So, yeah. And you should always ping as much as you can. Like when you're playing a bottom lane and you do a fallback, when you're not really telling them to fall back, you can use the new awesome thingy, which is be careful, etc., etc., or something like that. Wow, I'm so good. Imagine this. I'm like a pro, I guess. So now, still, Malphite is not level 6 and whatnot. And now the enemy should really report a miss, because first of all, I'm not CSing this lane, which I could be doing. I could easily be pushing into a tower, which I should be doing, and I haven't had enough HP, and I will most likely not be going to base. So then the enemy topper should really report a miss, because let's see this. So pro, I'm so good. Oh, luck. And the next thing I wanted to talk about is how to read your opponent. And obviously I can't really read my opponents in the bot game because they all are quite sucky. Now I have enough money for Giant's Belt. And that's nice. So this is not a topic I can talk about in this game. How to read your opponents. Like in the previous video, if you had captations on, you could see I typed, "What is Ashe thinking?" And I said that because I saw before she arrowed what he was thinking about doing. That was, of course, he was about to go and arrow the Sivir and kill her. Yeah, I won't be able to catch her if Malphite has any brains, which he doesn't because he's a computer. Olaf is so fun to play Olaf. He snowballs so well. And yeah, I'm just going for Fates just to be able to get slow the enemies and have some extra health, extra damage, because I mean this is how you snowball quite effectively. I didn't go for Dorans or nothing like that because I knew I would be able to snowball just without Doran's help, and the giant's belt just to make me unkillable. Oop, I see, missed one CS. And the Q on me, and the slow, and the bait. A little bit further. No! Swain! No! No! Yeah, ulti, go ahead. I'll most likely be able to kill you both. Oh yeah, Swain, tank him. No, it wasn't enough! Yeah, go Swain. And now we're almost this was yeah, about the old thing, all the things I wanted to talk about during the laning phase. And the next thing I want to talk about is the mid game. But I would like to emphasize one more thing. Always be watching the minimap. Like, where is Tarek now? Okay, he's attempting to kill Malzahar, and we can see Malzahar just got away. Malphite used his ulti on us, so we really don't have to report a miss right now. And obviously my great bots don't have any wards. I'm just backing off because I really want to talk. And we could attempt to gank mid again and try to snowball at lane, but I really don't care. I mean, these bot might win me after about 78 minutes or so. Going for the red buff because I want to be stronger. So, the next thing I want to talk about is the mid game, since I'm trying to press the mid game as fast as I can. And in the mid game, you really want to deny vision, as well as in the early game. You want to deny the enemy any any knowledge that we can. See, failed on my Q. If you toss the Q right in the minimum amount, then you instantly pick it back up. Just a little hint. And going for red buff, blue buff as well. So, how to reduce your enemy's vision? Of course, that's done by counterwarding and buying oracles. And I'm very much in favor of buying early oracles when I'm jungling. I really pick tanky junglers like Alistar, who is quite hard to kill, and Jarvan as well, and guys like that. So Uther, I like to play tanky junglers because I really like to have an early oracles. That helps you a lot, denying vision in the early game, and I'm really trying to kill some guys and tanking a lot of creeps while talking, which is not smart. I want the CS. Oh, wasn't enough. My bad. So, 65 CS in 30 minutes and 11 kills. That must be good. Because I'm killing so many enemies while CSing as well, which is quite nice. And I'm gonna take this tower down. So, deny vision, I was talking about. And you also want to deny them any knowledge. This is the bigger issue. Denying them knowledge. How do you deny them knowledge? Well, like now, I shouldn't really have done this. I mean, the creeps saw me running here. If they can guess I'm going for the red buff. So what I really should have done was going the long way, unless I'm quite sure that they don't expect me to do it or something like that. And I also shouldn't back right here, because then the enemy topper knows that Swain is alone. Yeah, sure, go ahead Malphite, I do have the red buff. What the fuck, lag? Yeah, you're dead. And I'm disconnecting, I guess. Awesome! So, I don't know what's happening. So, you should never ever show your enemy anything you really don't have to show them when you're backing off. Especially when you're doing it in the mid game. Let's say the enemy have 5 guys and we were a little bit ahead. We were pushing them. What the? Yeah, okay. And we were pushing them. Then we are still 5. We are 5. They are 5. But then one of our members decides to back up. Let's say it's a Soraka. She really needs to buy wards. And they see her back off. And this could force them Okay, this game is just ruined. I really don't care. Yeah, okay, that's nice. What the hell is happening? Is League of Legends going offline? I guess so. Yeah, so we really don't want to show them us backing off. You have disconnected. Would you like to reconnect? Yes, please. Oh wow, that's so nice. Yeah, okay, I really don't care though, since I can still use my minima. So this I just went to a bot game just to show you the map and some things like that. Like I was saying, Soraka backs off, and if the enemy team sees this, that would most likely prompt them to attack into your 4 players. And because they don't have a Soraka heal, they might have the ulti, they don't have the silence from Soraka. So you really want to show your enemy nothing. You don't want to show them where you place the ward. Unless you really have to. But that's a whole nother thing. And you really don't want to let the enemy know. Let's say I'm playing Asriel like I did yesterday, and that was an interesting play I did there. I knew we had a ward right here, or right here. No, we had it right here, and we saw the enemy jungler run into this bush. He was attempting to rectify the enemy's lane because we were owning them simply, and I really wanted to keep on owning them. And then I let the jungler know I see him, I know he's there, so I queued into this bush. You really usually don't want to do this unless you really just want to keep on playing on your lane. Tell him you won't get a gank here, and just leave, let me own these noobs some more. So that's something you want to do. But usually you don't want to let the enemy know that you see them. One ranked game I played, a team ranked game, we had a ward in this bush, and we knew the whole enemy team was there. It was so funny. They were trying to bait a Baron or something and doing some noobish play, but we knew they were in there, and we didn't let them know that we knew. So what we did, we just simply used all our ultis and just raped them in this little spot on 2 seconds or so. It was quite funny. I was playing Malphite, I believe. But yeah, so if I had queued into this bush as a Malphite, threw my rocks at him, I would let them know that I know they're there, and that would most likely prompt them to run away, which we didn't really want to. And also in the previous game I casted with my friends, they often let them know, like when they were staying in this bush, they know that they see them when in that position, and you can easily farm this lane and have 2 guys here easily when this tower is pushed. And you can easily just let them do what they want, and you can waste their time by doing this. And then when your friends come, you can just kick their asses. So you really want to deny the enemy any knowledge that you can. You want to deny them knowledge when your buffs are up. You want to deny them knowledge of, well, you can't really deny them knowledge of what items you're buying and some things like that. But just have this in your mind. Deny them knowledge. That's the most important thing. And now I would like to talk about the map objectives. So we have a dragon. It gives you 190 gold and some XP, but it gives the gold to all the players, so we know that. But it's about 1k gold for the team. And a dragon fight can be. I really don't want to talk about the dragon fight in itself, but rather just about the dragon. So dragon can be important, but it becomes less important later in the game, because it does not provide you with a lot of gold compared to what you have. Of course, every gold is nice, but you really, when attempting a dragon in the late game, you really don't want to fight about it. That's the late game. But in the mid game, you want to perhaps fight about dragon just if you can win the team fight, because if you get, like, the enemy team gets 2 kills, that's, let's just say 300 gold and 300 gold and some assists, which add up to, let's say 800 900 gold. But you get the dragon. In all, you get more gold, but the enemy team will be able to push this tower or push the bottom tower, and you effectively lose more map objectives, more important map objectives in the mid game, that I would say, than the dragon. Because dragon respawns here, sure, and you can attempt to fight him once more, and that's of course the beauty about dragon. It respawns. It's a gold fountain in all, but the towers only give you gold once. But I'm often rather inclined to take down towers rather than dragon, because killing towers gives you vision. It helps you break off, let's say our topper kills this tower, and then the topper goes to the middle and attempts a gank or whatnot, goes for the red buff, whatnot, and the bot lane is just even, and then me and the topper and the middle lane can take down this tower, and then I would force their topper to run away from his lane. It's probably pushed because we just took down this tower, and we can take down this tower. I'm talking about in like 15-minute marker, and then we are 2k gold ahead with a lot better vision. We can start rewarding offensively and whatnot, and then we can press perhaps the last tower and get a team fight around there. And at that point we're quite far ahead, because they will always be pushed. They will have less vision than us, but we also have to be wary of our own towers. They will start pushing against us. So that's a whole another thing which I'm not going to discuss right now. But now let's talk about Baron. Let's say we had a team fight at Dragon. We killed 3 of the enemy team and we didn't lose anyone. Let's say that. So we're quite ahead, and let's say this tower is down and we have these two towers and the inhibitor left up. And let's say we're just talking about the mid lane. Would we rather do Baron, or would you rather take down these towers? They do have 2 enemy teammates left, and it really depends on what guys are left. Do they have a 6, for example, or do they have someone who can easily steal the Baron? If they don't, we go for Baron, and then we might attempt a tower. I would actually, because it's in the middle, in the mid game. Let's say we're just in 22 minutes when we won this fight, and we should really go for Baron. Why should we go for Baron? Because it's most likely easier. It will give us percentage-wise more help than just about 1k gold. A tower, I believe, gives you about 160 gold per person, so it's a little bit less. And the Baron really gives you more advantage at this point in the game. After the Baron, we should back off, buy, and then start pushing. But let's now say that we were able to kill 4 of their guys instead of just 3, and we didn't lose anyone. And this tower is still down. These 2 towers are up. Then I would actually vote for going for the towers, because then they have no chance of defending them just with 1 guy, unless he's like super fat someone. But we should rather go for the towers. I would say we will easily be able to kill this tower. I will most likely be able to kill this tower if we play it correctly. We will not get the inhibitor, and then they will start spawning. So now we're on a timer. What we should do is try to base as soon as we can, make the support throw down a ward here, and we will want also vision around here so we can see if they're going for Baron. And then we have to run for the Baron if they're going for the Baron. If they go for the Baron, they will most likely lose the game, unless they just spawned a little bit faster than we anticipated. But this should give us the game. So when winning a dragon, you should really push towers if there are a few enough players against the team. Because let's say we killed 4 guys and we're still 5, we go for Baron, and we will get this tower most likely. Let's say we went for this tower and then Baron, then we can base, but then we still have to team fight them up here instead of perhaps taking down this tower as well. So if we do the previous thing, take down these towers and then attempt to defend Baron, I would actually much rather enjoy that play. I mean, this is of course debatable, and I've just found I believe this should give you more gold. And this, if you have a warded Baron, you should be able to defend the Baron. You just have to be very quick backing off. But what you should definitely not do is kill these 2 towers and then go for Baron, because they will most likely have a ward or check Baron, and you should all be quite low and they will kill you. So this is just, you should always think about the gold when getting towers. Also always think about the map vision that you get, and also think about Baron. Well, it could be a game changer. That is, you can lose game very easily by doing Baron, and it is much more riskier than just taking down towers. And Baron is often, I believe, valued too much. So you should always think about that. Baron, sure, it gives you quite a lot of help, but it is also very risky. So I always like taking down towers rather than doing Baron. So in the late game, Dragon, like I said, doesn't really matter. It is, yeah, like I said in the previous video as well. Let's say you have 60k gold in your team, or 66 or 67, whatnot. This is like in the 35th minute marker or 45th, or something like that. Dragon does not help you very much. It's an extra gold. Yeah, sure, you can easily solo it, but it might, if you get caught doing it, you might just simply lose the game. So Dragon is really not worth fighting about. A Baron, well, it also does not provide you with that much help. It just provides you for a ground to fight upon. This is the most interesting thing about Baron. People often believe Baron is that strong in the late game. It is strong, don't get me wrong, but it's not that strong, I would say. So you should always look at Baron in the late game, a place to get the enemy team to fight you, or fight the enemy team. So the late game really revolves around attempting to keep pressure on all the lanes, while having good ward placements on Baron, denying the enemy vision from Baron, and if you perhaps get the AD carry at bot lane, and you're all around the blue buff, and you don't know where the rest of the enemy team is, you should perhaps tempt a Baron, because the AD carry will not be there, and the enemy team will be forced to fight you at Baron, or forced to attempt a snipe, and then you can squash them, and then the enemy AD carry comes in, and you will just have to, you hopefully have about 2 kills then, and then you should be able to squash it quite easily. So like I said, you should always especially attempt to deny them knowledge, especially in the late game. When you see an enemy way off, this should prompt you to attack the enemy when they're just 4. When you see someone back off, this should prompt you to attack them, and etc, etc. So I hope you liked this video. I most likely forgot to point out some things about the map objectives. I didn't talk about the buffs at all. I really don't want to. I just like to emphasize having map awareness. And it's always so funny when people blame, why no miss? Or like the Americans say, why no Mia? It's just often a reference of a bad play from your teammate. If they're watching the lanes, of course you might, like I said, you should really report a miss when a Warwick with almost full health suddenly vanishes from your lane with an ulti, because he'll most likely be doing something. And you also really want to report when something is happening on the map, when someone is missing from your lane. Like I said, when your jungler is counter jungling, or your jungler is suddenly fighting the enemy jungler right here, and your bot lane suddenly disappears, you should really ping that and call for help if you're a jungler from the middle and the bot lane, and hope they react fast enough, because that might provide you with a game changer. Getting 3 kills here, and then you can easily do Dragon. And really the game is so much about map awareness, knowing what the enemy team can do, what he can't do, and some things like that. So I hope you liked this video. Hope I was able to assist you somewhat, some way. And like I said, I often like towers rather than doing Baron or Dragon, because they give you more vision, they give you more control of the map, and allow you to ward more efficiently. Because if you perhaps, let's say we have taken down all of the front towers, we ward here, perhaps we ward here, we ward, I would say rather here, and then we ward, I would actually ward here and here. Then we have almost everything covered. We have this part of the map, and if they attempt a dragon, we can easily recognize it about 7 seconds in advance, which would, if the top laner is not away or something, we could fight them easily at the dragon, and we'll most likely have more gold since we are 3 towers up. So I like towers rather than Baron, and this does not have to be. I like doing a sneaky Baron play if we have an oracles. We know that they don't see us, and like in the 17th minute mark, then you can snake a Baron, but you shouldn't really try to snake a Baron unless you know that the enemy team does not see you, or you are so comfortable at your spot that you know you can easily fight them in the while doing Baron, or just bait them. So hope you like this video, and thank you.